Yo, just one quick update. I forgot to weigh in this morning. Sorry. I actually lost track of what day it was because I was thinking more in terms of this couple days before Christmas, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, etc. And I actually forgot to consider things like it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Um, Again, I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. So what I can confirm is after having had breakfast, I did step on the scales and weigh something like 18 stone and 4 pounds. But I do have something I can show you. These pants I was showing on camera the other week, they're on. I can wear them now. Just to prove, there's the old pair. That's like way too freaking big for me. Let me just try and set this down real quick. This is the old pair, new pair. You can see like way freaking wider. This is the one where like the button came off and I just never remembered to repair it. Yo, Ronald Kirkhope here, and you may be noticing that my video quality is significantly worse and my audio quality is significantly better. That is because I am talking into a webcam and also a Blue Yeti mic. I don't know if the camera caught that because I'm sort of don't have the live feed of my camera immediately visible to me. It's complicated. I've never done anything like this before. But what I've decided I'm going to do, I'm going to watch the video that got me started, or rather, got my channel started. I'm going to do a reaction to Not Just Another Amberlynn Reid, that General Snowflake uploaded a good 8 or 9 months ago now. So, there's a lot of reason behind why this documentary means a lot to me, but let's just get going, shall we?
It's time to bleed.
It sure is. I will not be talking about Snowflake. Sorry. I do like the faux Marvel intro that he does. It's a bit better than what I do, which is like a really, really crap rip-off of the Yoshi's Island level intro thing, but with like military stencil font. Anyway.
The biggest failed weight loss vlogger to come to mind is Amberlynn Reid, who has consistently gained weight since she started her weight loss journey on YouTube over a decade ago.
I kind of always had it figured that she was just like, hey, if I actually get thin, don't I lose viewers? Because it's always been really obvious Amber was just more concerned with herself as a personality rather than what her content was about.
Throughout the years, regardless of the genuine support and constructive criticism she has received, Amber has refused to commit to any legitimate method of losing weight, and instead has opted to use excuses and blame her audience for her inability to lose weight.
You know what I
She
should
has
really be
used
doing is
nearly
using
every
headphones
excuse
right now. Let me
known
just
to
fix
man,
that.
even some unknown to man.
I have ASMR.
Amberlynn's weight loss journey is a perfect example of how not to go about slimming down.
Well, again, I kind of feel like she's already well established that she says she isn't. So, I suppose. I've lapsed myself in the past. I mean, my channel as it exists now is the result of me having regained a lot of weight I previously lost. I've said numerous times, I wouldn't consider myself to be losing weight until I got below 233 pounds. I'm not there yet, so at this point, I'm regaining lost progress, not actually. I don't consider myself to be losing weight until I'm back at like the previous checkpoint, if you know what I mean.
Isn't that weird? How even just getting up to walk all the way to the fridge, I get out of breath.
There was a point where actually it like
Shouldn't be eating food like this then.
there was a point where like tying my laces caused me to like get a bit out of breath because I was kneeing myself in the gut to do it.
Despite her perpetual failure, she has inspired countless people to lose weight and improve their health, so as not to end up like her.
Wow.
It is not difficult to end up as a version of Amberlynn. Making excuses is second nature for many people.
I think
Amberlynn Reid, her situation, extreme as it is not the only one.
I think her lowest known weight is like still higher than my highest known weight. I think her lowest known weight has been like 350, 360. My highest known weight is 310, probably a little more if I'm being generous about what I might have been about a month before the channel started. I can't be totally sure about that though.
Hello everyone, welcome
Hello.
to a YouTube channel, Caloric Deficit.
Caloric Deficit is a YouTube channel created and run by a man called AJ, who uploaded his first video on April the 19th, 2022, titled Day 1. In this initial video, AJ details how he had struggled with his weight for over 2 decades.
I know I haven't exactly been transparent about my long-term life dealing with weight. I'm not really, I don't think it's all that interesting, to be perfectly honest. I think people are clearly would be far more interested in how I get out of this, where I am, not how I got here. So I've talked about putting weight back on in the last couple of years because of injuries, it says in my channel description, but I do kind of feel like my weight loss is still more interested in my weight gain over time, if you know what I mean.
But I didn't gain all this weight in a very short period of time. You know, it's like 20 plus years
Well,
to go
yeah,
from
you kind of don't.
140 to 505. But a more sedentary lifestyle than I was used to.
By the time his first video was uploaded, 36-year-old AJ was up to 505.4 pounds.
What does kind of get me is like my the fat around my chin kind of ripples when I talk. These people don't, and it's what makes me think like, I suppose I could have been a lot worse. Like I think mine ripples because of like loose skin, whereas these people like this guy and Amber, when they talk, they're like, the fat around their face is just perfectly still. It's kind of weird.
Last time I had a major weight loss, but fell off, was something in regards to my dad, who
those lights must be a serious waste of electricity.
I'm just like you. I'm made of flesh. I wear my pants the same way one leg at a time. There's absolutely nothing special about me.
We're about to find out that that's not entirely true.
Like others, he didn't have much time for things outside of work and his home life.
I'm either at home or I'm at work, so
Been there.
I don't go around partying and whatnot. I have too much going on anyways.
Wow.
I just had another 12-hour day. I don't recall the last day I was off. I am insane at the moment.
I'm just noticing, hang on, let's just go back a little. I'm just noticing he's got like all that like protein powder and stuff in the background. It's like, dude, you're already huge. Maybe lay off it. Okay, I do use it as like a coating substitute instead of flour when I'm frying stuff. When I'm on keto only, by the way. I try to avoid deep frying when I'm not on keto like I am right now. But I guarantee you that's not what he was using it for.
I am insane at the moment. I'm the laughing stuff. I'm a laughing stock at work in the sense that, I live at work and come home like 40 hours a week.
40 hours is like a normal week, right?
When
Like,
he was younger,
I'm
AJ
reading that right,
had
aren't I?
a few friends in his life.
I had no friends in high school. Even now, I have no friends. It's fine. I mean, it's not like I'm a party animal.
Again, I feel like that's a bit of an overshare.
I'm not going to drink because of my anti-anxiety medications.
I am actually on some meds myself that do say don't drink, but it's more like don't drink shortly after taking them. It's why I take them in the morning, and as long as I drink like in the evening, I'm usually all right.
Really has a pretty powerful effect on alcohol use. So
didn't I just say something about oversharing? Huh.
AJ may not have had much of a social life, but the one person he had in his life consistently was his mother, whom he lived with.
Sunday night, dinner with mom.
In all seriousness, if you have a decent relationship with either of your parents, keep it alive. Well, in the legendary words of Mr. T, I'm a mama's boy. I pity the fool who ain't one.
Mom recently, like the day before yesterday, went to Philadelphia and saw the cracked Liberty Bell and brought me a wooden reproduction of it.
There was a playful and quirky side to him.
I should mention. I think it's been. I'll probably flash some footage of it on screen in a bit. My mother actually bought me the painting of the alien I have in my living room.
His unique personality and sense of humour would slowly reveal itself to his audience with each new video.
Hello, everyone. Ta-da! So don't, take chickens as a joke. I'm telling you. Next thing you know, they're there, and we are the nuggets. Billions and billions and billions and billions of people know about the prairie chicken and Gloria and
So he does name drop quite a lot of other people who are following him. Spoiler alert, with the downturn this guy goes on, those people ended up taking a lot of crap for supporting him.
Another charming aspect we would discover about AJ was that he had an affinity for collecting watches. He was proud of his collection, and his watches would often make appearances in his videos.
My first word as a kid was clock.
I have a Samsung
Yes, the one with the L in it. Shut up.
But I am also a fan of horology, which is study of time, and therefore also it goes hand in hand with the timepieces.
Look at the time, it's 8:45. Time to have a bath. What do you mean? We're already clean. Scrub till the water's brown.
AJ was unafraid of being himself, and it was refreshing to see somebody online with such a humble and endearing personality.
Wow. Again, like, nice little bait and switch setup, I guess. I don't know. Humility is something I've had to try and learn watching other content creators melt down.
Document via video format, obviously, and share with anyone who needs to see how a cut is done.
Oh yeah.
Many YouTube channels are created with the intention of motivating and improving the lives of others.
I watch so many people who make videos and they're so inspirational. Maybe I can be an inspiration for somebody. I don't know.
Fun fact, I don't think I've ever actually watched any of Amber's actual videos. Just videos about her. That's probably not a good thing.
This was the case for AJ's channel. AJ wanted to inspire his viewers and show them that weight loss at his size was possible.
Weight loss is possible in any size, unless you're fully emaciated and grossly underweight, in which case you should probably stop.
What is caloric deficit? Hashtag a drama-free cut. Well, it is my YouTube channel.
Drama-free, he says.
And in this YouTube channel, I am planning on sharing with you my cut that I'm going to go through.
Really?
My first encounter with AJ was when he sent me a direct message on Twitter, explaining how he had been inspired by the Shaped by the Algorithm series to go on his own health journey.
It is interesting how General Snowflake did start to appear in his videos more often. Originally, he always had the hood. He eventually started showing his face, and it turned out, oh crap, no, this he's not some overweight nerd on the internet just heavily projecting. He's actually in amazing shape, and he and I consistently get the same hairdo, which is something I've always been kind of happy about.
He wondered if I would watch his channel and see how a real weight loss journey could be achieved free of drama.
I basically let him know that, look, I am doing this. It's time for somebody to walk the walk, because we have more than enough talkers.
So, he has shouted me out only like a little bit, and you're gonna see why he's a bit more careful about, shouting out other weight loss channels as this goes.
That because the end of this story, unlike those, is going to be a positive one.
I was excited at the possibility of watching someone with this goal finally be successful. So excited that I decided to give him a shout out on my YouTube's community post. He quickly gained subscribers and he seemed genuinely touched by the support he was receiving.
I mean, so was I. I don't think I received nearly as much.
I went to sleep with 10 subscribers. I woke up with 77 subscribers. I am completely blown away. I have shown absolutely no progress or anything like that so far. I just had one video up.
See, I knew I wasn't going to be able to expect that same kind of response. Again, for those who for some reason are not familiar with this guy, you're going to see why.
Which had my highest weight ever. Wow. And the comment section, everyone chipped in their 2 cents. Everyone did their best to give a push, give a thumbs up, give a...
Yeah. Again, seeing like Prairie Chicken show up in the comments there is... Yikes. A lot of people were pretty nasty to her for like being on his side. I don't think she like directly was, but he just constantly shouted her out, and so she got a lot of the crap when, well,
sort of boost, shot in the arm. The comment section is full of advice, full of methods, full of hopeful and positive messages.
Oof.
And inspiration.
That's
absolutely
2
floored.
snowflake posts I think we've already seen.
Immensely grateful, and
I got one and a quick shout out in a stream when I was in a stream chat. Again, well was poisoned.
I couldn't foresee anything like this coming.
I'm also going to turn the main light off because, wow, the daylight is fading fast. One moment.
In his first video, AJ described the start of his weight loss journey, which he refers to as a cut. A cut, typically in relation to fitness, is defined as the process in which a person eats at a calorie deficit as a means of losing fat while maintaining as much muscle as possible.
At that weight, I wouldn't recommend trying to maintain muscle. I would just want to be as light as possible. That's my current goal, is just get lighter. It's the reason you basically never see me do any strength training, or I just cut a part out because I started ranting about my leg again. But, I've just been losing weight through diet, but the point is, all I've cared about is getting lighter, not getting less fat on me. I just want to be lighter because I want it to be safe for me to do really hard cardio and not put too much pressure on my joints when I do, because I like to run. That is my favorite form of exercise, just unironically running. Swimming is a close second, but I'm crap at it. Running, anyone can run, but it's got to be safe for you to do it. And running when you're overweight will ruin your knees, as I keep doing to myself. That's the pit I'm trying to climb out of. So when you weigh 500 pounds and you are trying to cut to keep muscle on, I would not recommend that. I would just think, no, just get your actual physical weight down.
The reason I use these terminologies is because I've been a fan of bodybuilding, and I've been around those circles for over a decade, so I'm quite familiar with the people and the history and terminologies and whatnot. So a lot of that terminology will be used, hence why I'm not calling what I'm doing weight loss. It's a cut.
That's like me saying...
In his message to me, AJ told me that he didn't want to end up like another Amberlynn Reid.
But that would be like me saying, oh yeah, I should cut because I used to be a fan of pro wrestling for a real long time. I don't watch it anymore, won't go into it, but... Okay, yeah, you like weightlifting, but... Your weight is a hazard to your health at this point. Don't start trying to mold yourself into something you're probably not really ready to be right now. Mold yourself into what you need to be first. I'm sorry, that's just sometimes what is necessary for your health has to take over what is what you want from it, and that's why I'm just sort of accepting that at the minute I have to diet. If I can't do cardio, I've just got to diet instead. It's just how it is.
Constantly making excuses for a never-ending cycle of failing and restarting her weight loss journey. His channel description even stated the following: I'm sick of weight loss channels wasting people's time with drama and sucking their viewers down with them. In this channel, I'll show how I do it. This is not an experiment. I'm doing a cut and I decided to show the world how I'm doing it, and also show how pathetic these weight loss channels are by showing you what true accountability looks like. Let's go.
Oh man, you have no idea how funny that's going to be. You probably do. If you're watching me, you probably already know how funny that's going to be, but still.
The goal is to show how it's done in a drama-free way. By drama-free, what do I mean? Life gets in the way. I am guilty of that myself.
No, life gets in the way, and you accept it. You take accountability for it. It's okay to have life get in the way, but then make it stop being in the way. Don't just say, oh no, I won't let life get in the way, because that's... Sorry.
I was hopeful for him, and I believed he was determined to accomplish the goal he had set for himself. AJ did not try to put up a facade of perfection in front of his audience.
I am making this video now, but this is not my first attempt at making it. In everything I've done in life, all of my successes are based on my failures. The principle.
Okay. I mean, he's not wrong, but again, maybe I've got the wrong read on this. Maybe my take is kind of bad, but if he's on about, oh, I'm not going to let life get in the way, but he's also just said, well, his successes are based on his failures. And I don't know. I can't quite put it into words, but I feel like there's a contradiction there.
The principle I think of is TFA. Try, fail, and adjust. And as long as you don't quit, you keep on going, and that's how you win. That's the mechanics of victory.
He was just
Fair
a
enough.
regular man who was trying to overcome his struggles. He was not immune to making mistakes. Despite these inevitable mistakes, he believed what set him apart from people like Amberlynn Reid was that
you know,
he
you know.
always tried to learn all he could from his mistakes.
Because everybody is an expert at, complaining, and always come out of a challenge with some sort of lesson, so that you can claim that even though you weren't victorious, you didn't lose.
Although AJ was going on this journey primarily for his own health, it wasn't just for him. The only thing that separates a good content creator and a bad one is whether or not they provide quality videos for their audience, and whether or not there is a mutual respect between creator and viewer. After all, without the audience, YouTubers are nobodies.
Yep, I'd say that's definitely true. I'm fairly sure a lot of my subscribers are South American bots. I can neither prove nor disprove that. It's just kind of suspicion based on some of the subscribers I do see actually show up as notifications. Because I seem to keep getting subs. Like, I'll just get a sudden surge of subs for seemingly no reason, but my views won't increase with them. Not that this bothers me. because this is just as much for myself, more so than anything.
The audience is always paramount.
I appreciate every single comment, every single view, every single question, every single wish, share, everything that you guys do. I'm forever indebted.
I never actually do any of that call to action stuff. I've just never really said like, comment, subscribe. I don't know. Maybe right now I should ask you to do that. I don't know. Give us some. Oh, pulling the wires. Give us some thought.
AJ wanted to build a nice community for his supporters who are also on their own health journeys. He did not want others to feel alone, struggling with their weight like he had done for the past 2 decades. The key to success, he believed, was a strong support system.
You know, I can kind of relate to that.
Please give me your 2 cents regarding anything. And, you know, this could be somewhere we just, you know, communicate back and forth. You're interested in coming along or just viewing my progress, you'd be able to make a decision on whether or not it's worth your while and worth your time, which is the most valuable commodity you have.
With the amount of overwhelming support that he was receiving, and his apparent determination and promises of a no-nonsense approach to weight loss, his goal of reaching his goal weight of under 200 pounds looked very promising.
Ooh, I haven't actually thought about a second goal past 233. Or rather, the real goal after I hit the preliminary goal of 233. I don't actually know how light I want to get yet, if I'm being perfectly honest.
It would be no easy feat, but he had the resources and encouragement from people who genuinely wanted to see him succeed.
Yeah, I eventually did kind of burn out on doing daily videos, and it was kind of taking up so much of my free time that sometimes I was, actually taking time out of things like getting ready for work, and then as a result doing things like spending more money buying dinner on the way to work, which instead of preparing my own meals for work, which wasn't good because I was spending that time making vlogs instead. The whole trying to always have a subject every day, to the point that some days I would just post complete nonsense, which I tried to get away from. I remember the video where I made fun of Amber's colouring in kind of annoyed a few people, and rightly so, I suppose.
Let's go through the rundown. Let's do the daily rundown here. Let's do the rundown.
The daily rundown consisted of AJ screen recording his desktop and using the online fitness website MyFitnessPal, which is used as a way to log meals and track physical activity.
Man, can't get verified on MyFitnessPal, can you? Real caloric deficit.
This is a popular app in the fitness and weight loss community. During the daily rundowns, AJ would discuss his calorie consumption. We would see exactly what he ate, and if he went above or below his caloric goal for the day.
Above or
Breakfast.
below? It's been a while since I
Toast.
watched this.
Coffee, honey butter, and the sweetener that I used. Calories 329, carbs 40 grams, and here are the foods.
You may remember, one or two of you may remember, at the end of my first week I did do like a MyFitnessPal rundown, and then I thought, this is actually kind of boring, and that's why I've kind of gotten away from doing that sort of thing. Really, it's like, yeah, sure, show your audience, okay, this is how you keep your calories down, but then it's gonna hit a point where you don't want to just keep showing the same thing over and over with it. Just show that you can do it, and then stay the course. And if you slip, show your audience that you slipped, I guess.
And here's the breakdown. Under 1,000 calories. I'm gonna burst, and I'm under 1,000 calories.
Incidentally, if you ever log yourself as having eaten under 1,000 calories in a day, MyFitnessPal will actually freak out and say that you're now eating too little. Interesting how that works, but there you are.
The daily rundowns also became a way for AJ to keep in touch with his supporters and encourage them to achieve their own health goals.
Prairie chicken completed 11,438 steps, burned 2,133 calories on walk, 4.68 miles. Okay, everybody, let's just hop in a bus, hop in a party bus. We gotta go see the chicken.
I do keep wondering actually if those calorie burns on like MyFitnessBand are all that accurate. When I was calorie counting before I went on keto, there were points where it would be like, cool, you can now eat like twice your calorie allowance today and still lose weight. And I'm like, I feel like I shouldn't.
I go track down the chicken. If you don't have MyFitnessPal, get on it, create an account, send a friend request to me, I'll accept it.
I've been using it on and off since 2016. I won't be showing my actual username on it though, sorry.
See it, and you'll get your shout out. It's free, and it'll help keep you and myself, basically all of us, accountable and motivated. It's free.
AJ was making efforts to eat more nutritious foods and even introduced supplements into his diet.
That's something I've been forgetting to do, is really pay attention to the nutritional profile of what I eat. Beyond obviously when I'm on keto, where I can just go, oh, this has carbs, I'll avoid it or severely minimize it. I don't really remember to increase the fiber in my diet. That's the thing I am worst for. I do not eat nearly enough fiber. I just straight up neglect the stuff.
Orange Triad. Been using these guys for years, on and off. The first clip that you saw, the chicken bowl, I added psyllium husk fiber to it.
Though I have been using that. When I was making chaffles, I would started adding psyllium husk to it just because it gave them like a bread-like texture, and it was just like eating, once you melted some stuff into the middle of it, it was like eating a calzone. Almost indistinguishable from a proper calzone, if I'm being really honest. I loved it. But as I say, like, fiber is a nutrient I've always been kind of bad at getting more of in my diet.
I have a full bag of celery. It's basically one plastic container of celery from
I
Walmart.
really hate celery.
Walmart. Cucumber, basically all in.
Braver than me.
And that is going to be what I'm going to have when I'm at work. All I did was get rid of the dirty foods, so to speak, and stick to the cleans, and I still eat whatever I want out of the cleans. You know, the cut is going very well, and
one of the things I will have to do when I go back on keto or low carb at the end of January is really consider making it cleaner. I've gotten away with it so far because I had so much weight regained that was easy to lose. But when I go back on keto or low carb at the end of January, fruit and veg was something I was really starting to neglect on keto, and I need to find a way to work those back in.
this channel will have daily weigh-ins.
His chair creaks as much as mine does. That's cute.
Funny, isn't it? Everybody else is trying to dodge weighing in. I'm trying to weigh in.
So awkward, because part of why I'm doing this video today, I mean, I'd been planning to do this video today regardless, but I forgot to weigh in this weekend because I lost track of what weekday it was. What I can say, I have no proof of this, obviously. I did step on the scales after breakfast today and was 18 stone and 4 pounds. So my Christmas weight is going up a fair bit. I have been told apparently that's just me retaining water weight because my body's nutrition's different. The extra sugar and carbs in my system are just making me retain more water, and I shouldn't panic too much about it because it's all going to fall straight off after Christmas, and that is the plan. I know it will. I'm pretty confident of that. Also loving the fact that I'm fairly sure the footage right now is being blown up from a webcam inset in one of his videos. And now I'm a webcam inset in a webcam inset. And so now if I screw up my weight loss journey, does that mean, like, this footage is going to get blown up to this horrible, like, distorted proportion as well?
AJ was adamant about giving his audience full transparency. There were to be no excuses, and it was up to him not to let his growing community down. He was going to take total accountability for his actions. He wasn't going to be like all the other weight loss vloggers who would make up lies for why they couldn't show their audience their weight, which normally implied they had something to hide.
Sometimes, some weekends, I've stepped on the scales and I've been, like, afraid that people are going to be upset that I've gained or fluctuated upwards. And to be fair, no, people have been super cool about it. And also because fluctuations happen, they are normal. You shouldn't feel bad about them. So don't hide those from your audience. What you should be concerned about is if your weight continues going up because you ain't freaking trying, but you're trying to convince your audience that you are. And that's when they can tell you're lying. I don't think I've been dishonest with my audience so far. At least I hope I haven't.
I'm not telling you guys my weight because I do better when I don't do weigh-ins.
That's cute.
And there's a little bit of credence to that as well. If you weigh in too frequently, you can get discouraged precisely because your weight fluctuates. I don't mind looking at those fluctuations. That kind of stuff actually kind of interests me. But it does stress people out. And rightly so.
It seemed like AJ was truly committed to putting in the work, and it was showing on the scales during his daily weigh-ins.
It's 4:20 a.m. and it's time to weigh in. I'm sure you heard this before in other channels. This prompt.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
I don't like it.
It's ready.
499.0.
One thing this documentary doesn't make clear is where in the timeline that is. So I don't know if that was like his first weigh-in after week 1 or something. But you can see here, like, you know, so again, we're seeing a decrease.
489.8. I think you guys saw the weigh-in video. That was my best at the moment. But 500s gone.
Wow. About that. I'm sorry, I'm being way too mean.
AJ had been a fan of my channel since I began to make documentaries about the Misfits, and he had felt compelled to send me a message asking me to watch him go along with his weight loss journey.
I've never actually watched The Misfits. I probably should. I've seen his videos on the Psychopaths, which is truly perplexing. I have no freaking idea what that series is about.
I am a long-time subscriber to Mr. Snowflake. So
General
he was very receptive to the idea. He was like, yeah, sure. I mean, the gist of what he was saying was that I would love to see something positive.
In private conversation, not that we have very much of it. He's a very busy man. The General's always a bit more, you better do it with me. He has shown a bit of elation, like when I lost my first 14 pounds, my first stone. He was pretty excited, but for the most part, it was, you better do it. You better do it.
Because all I'm doing is just covering people's, yeah, I'm gonna do this, you guys. You don't know what's coming. It's gonna be spectacular. You just wait, you. Only for the whole thing to come crashing down. Mr. Snowflake sent out a tweet, and those of you that are immensely kind saw his tweet and came over and subscribed. And
as I say, he did give me one like quick shout out in his community tab, and that's been about it, really.
And my channel has blown up. I mean, right now that I'm recording this, 89 subscribers. I'm shocked by this. I'm not trying to talk your ear off with this, but 89 subscribers. Are you kidding me?
Miss 89 lbs. So
89? Really?
Oh, that was it. 77 pounds. My goal is to have first lost 77 pounds before I then say, okay, now it's weight loss. That was just catching back up.
Wow. Thank you again.
Then again, 89 is a way bigger percentage of what my starting weight was compared to some of these people.
I had been one of AJ's very first supporters. I was impressed with his ambitious goal, and I genuinely wanted to see him succeed.
He was trying to drop more than like half his body weight. That's no joke.
Mr. Snowflake got a hold of me today while I was at work a couple hours ago. Mr. Snowflake did get a hold of me today, just checking in to see how I'm doing, etc. Just checking in on me and see how things are going, and we're just and that's.
See, he's just kind of left me to it.
Thankful for that, him and the great Junior Bunker.
Can't say I blame him.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate every single one of you for every second you spend with me. Thank you all. I love you all. God bless you all. As some of you guys know, managed to finally connect with Mr. Snowflake and his Memphis Valley. And once more, it's another kind blessing that he has.
One of the issues I do tend to have with some of his documentaries is the amount of times he'll just supercut somebody saying the same thing.
In most of his videos, he would show his appreciation for his audience, as well as encourage them to stay consistent and motivated in their own health journeys. One of his supporters had even come up with a name to call their community.
As Prairie Chicken called us, not me, she named us all Deficits.
Oh, hey, one of his
There
followers is
now
German.
We have a nickname
Interesting.
bestowed upon us
Lang
by one of our
hintereinander
camera
angemeldet.
angle again. So I'm actually looking up to you guys in more ways than one. The Deficits.
Yeah. I don't know. The whole giving fans a
AJ
nickname
was
thing
receiving
is
much support and attention.
it's not my thing.
Eventually, he would be contacted by a health and wellness coach named Gintare.
I always forget about this
Her name
part.
is, I believe it's pronounced Gintare, if not Gintare. Yeah, so she reached out to me and she said that
I
she'd
completely
like to
forgot
be
about this
on-
person.
She wanted to be on the on the show, as she said.
And she's a ketogenic
And,
nutrition
I'm
coach.
thinking about doing a interview with her.
Okay, sorry, quick tangent, but I wonder if she'd be able to help me, like... I do kind of want to stay on keto, but my doctor has said my cholesterol is high. Not like life-threateningly high, but they have kind of gone, yeah, in 10 years' time it might be a problem. And I'm there saying, hopefully in 10 years' time I'll have lost enough weight that I don't feel the need to do keto anymore. Or I'll have lost enough weight that it stops being a threat. I don't know, though. Sorry, I'm overthinking this. I gotta get back to... Sorry, I've got way off topic here.
If you have any questions that you'd like me to ask her,
Oh,
feel
God.
free to write them.
It's very brave of him to lie back at an unflattering angle on camera like that. I could not do that. I am right or die for
Tackling
keto,
an
though.
enormous task such as weight loss wasn't going to be an easy feat. In fact, the first week of his cut, AJ had unfortunately begun to have trouble with his scale, which interfered with his weigh-ins.
This was one of the tricky things for me when I bought my scale. I was having to try and estimate what my weight might be so I could buy a scale whose weight limit I would be within.
I decided to use
Thankfully,
this
I
opportunity
estimated
to
it correctly.
upgrade, and I found a scale that I can use, and I like to have. I placed the order.
It is crap having your equipment go out
AJ
on you when
would
you need to
overcome this
produce stuff, though.
inconvenience, and weigh-ins would resume after his new scale arrived.
You all know what happened with my tripods, or you may remember.
While he was waiting, he would spend more time in his videos going over the accomplishments of his supporters rather than his own. There was no doubt that in the beginning of his cut, AJ was losing weight, As the days went by, however, there were a few things I began to notice early on that gave me an inkling of doubt that AJ was trying his best to commit to his goal.
Murphy's Law, if something can go wrong, it will.
Right, but then work around it.
Alright.
Or ask for help working around
what?
it.
Oh yeah, I went 631 over today, and the reason
22-day streak. So this is what, 3 weeks in? Maybe
KFC,
longer?
At work. So overseas, I do not know, but here we have the option of getting original KFC, extra crispy, and then grilled. That was grilled, so it wasn't any sort of breading or all that. So I did get quite a lot of protein out of that.
Yeah, in the UK you can't get it grilled. It's just there's one level of coatedness and crispiness in your fried chicken when you get KFC in Britain. Honestly, I think that might be the right approach. I've noticed that fast food that's available in both the US and the UK, the UK versions of it tend to be a bit less crazy with what they give you.
It's just, it's quite calorie dense. I mean, even if you get rotisserie chicken, one whole rotisserie chicken is around 1,300 calories with 135, 140 grams of protein.
Yeah, but one whole rotisserie chicken can feed you over the course of an entire day, and then you have some vegetables on the side with it. I actually did that once. I would do it more regularly, but it gets kind of expensive, which is unfortunate, because I do love just attacking a whole rotisserie chicken over the course of a day, while also throwing some vegetables in the steamer as a nice palate cleanser for all that. I hardly ever do it.
So, yeah. I feel great, though.
I mean, some fast food makes you feel great just the flavor,
I'll be honest.
Food is definitely my vice. I will never pretend it's not.
I have this one recurring dream. I somehow end up eating ice cream. Now, it's not like I'm crazy about ice cream. I really am not. But I love eating ice cream from a cone. Not necessarily from McDonald's or whatnot, but...
Man, I'm just remembering, over the course of summer, right before going on keto, I kept finding a way to, have ice cream in a way that was sort of, calorically responsible. That was fun, super satisfying to do.
Whatever happens in the dream, it happens. And I'm holding a cornet, or a king cone, and I'm eating it, and I wake up. And I wake up with my fist clenched like this. And I'm looking all over the freaking sheets and pillow and all that, and I'm so bummed out. I'm like, where is my ice cream?
I at one point quit drinking for 10 years, and during that time, I would have dreams about having a beer and wake up like, oh shit, I broke my streak. Okay, good. No, I didn't. And similarly, when I'm on keto, I'll have dreams about eating sugar or eating something that's made of normal bread or flour. It's really strange.
There's left over, but this is just shameful.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I thought it would be half of this, but I've added them up.
Something I've done quite a few times when I've been calorie counting is walked near a fast food place, opened my FitnessPal on my phone, looked up the calories of some of the food options in there, and then decided if I'm going to go in there or not. I don't go in there, then count the calories after and go, oops, well, I screwed up, because if you're going to wait until after you've eaten something to find out if you should have eaten it or not, it's too freaking late. Why would you do this?
After I entered them, I couldn't believe what I still can't believe it.
How after doing calorie counting for a certain amount of time, you just start getting a feel for how much should be in something. To eat something like that and then enter it, pardon me, you're looking at what you're eating, what you're about to eat, and then you're like, hang on, you're looking at what you're eating or what you're about to eat, and then it's you must at least be able to eyeball it. I have a habit of lowballing it too much. Like, if I think, oh, this must have about 400 calories in it, it'll always turn out to be about 500. But doing MyFitnessPal for a while, it gives you an eye for that. And I'm a bit surprised that this guy didn't seem to pick that up.
That's the water, and you see a huge red. Look, 3,963 calories consumed. Your daily goal, 2,900, remaining negative over 1,000.
Funnily enough,
right?
Well, slightly fewer carbs, and that's almost a keto profile.
No, I didn't forget the cut. No, I told you that wasn't going to happen again. It didn't happen again. I made an assumption, and the assumption was wrong. Devastatingly wrong. You're going to see. Breakfast.
Right.
3,500.
Oh God, yeah, the freaking Burger King breakfast.
For the love of God. Here's what happened. I haven't had the breakfast of Burger King in way over a year, I believe. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, I've been eating a lot of food that's been taking a lot of space. So you know what? Let me just get a couple, right? A couple of this, couple of that.
A couple of this, couple of that.
Mistake, big mistake. And I didn't realize this until after I had eaten them and I was putting the data into my phone. I could not believe it. Look at this. 600 calories. 600. 1,002.
All right. So he bought a sort of like croissant sandwich thing. Again, they don't sell those at Burger King in the UK, by the way. He bought a Burger King croissant sandwich. He bought a burrito. He bought another sandwich, and he bought another sandwich. Each of those is a full breakfast for one person. He ate breakfast 4 times over in a single sitting. Why? Why would you do that? I don't freaking get it. Like, that's what I do when I'm on a really, like, dedicated cheat day. And, like, I'm out with people. This one time, I was staying in a hotel. This was back in 2016 when I was actually lighter than I am now. So I knew I'd be able to, like, do the cardio to work this off. I was staying in a hotel. And rather than having a buffet breakfast, as long as you just simply bought the hotel's breakfast, you could just order a plate of breakfast. So you could order a plate of bacon and pancakes. You could order a plate of scrambled egg on toast. You could order a plate of a full English, because, again, this was in the UK. And I must have gone through about 5 plates of breakfast. And then for the rest of the day, I barely ate. But I wouldn't do this while I was supposed to be calorie counting and supposedly losing weight. This blows my mind how he could.
400. These are 2 croissants. We're talking about 2 sandwiches are about the circumference of this cream right here.
Yeah, you were still supposed to have 1. Have you never had a breakfast muffin before?
And maybe slightly thicker. And we're already like at 1,620 calories. Yet calories are astronomical.
No shit!
You want this will come and go as a teaching moment for some of you, the ones that need to hear it. For me, as a reminder, this thing is tattooed on my freaking skull. On the inside. Oh God. So
yeah,
that's how I ended up here.
This
the
was
idea
like
was I'm driving down.
This was like the first point in this documentary where I started to get like legitimately pissed with this guy.
Like 1,000 to 15, 14, 1,600 calories left over at the end of the day. What's gonna hurt if I grab something that I haven't had in a while? I'm thinking 200, 250 calories.
Holy crap, there's so much sodium. He's already over his daily allowance of sodium at breakfast. That's concerning.
A pop. I'm like, worst case scenario, I'm going to break even. Nope. Nope. This happens. So, going back to previous lessons, what happens when something goes wrong? Learn from it. Understood? That's a shame. Get on with it. Don't turn it into a soap opera. Learned, understood, documented, and reported.
Now, did he talk about looking up the nutritional profile of something before buying and eating it?
Won't happen again. Won't happen again. What was I gonna say? I have several questions here that was left by beloved and dear subscribers. How many calories are you eating a day? I'm gonna give two answers to this. The standard answer is it all goes by, what your needs are and how much you weigh and where you're gonna.
Yeah,
where are you trying
there's
to
a
go
4-digit
and your
number
activity level.
on
All
your
these
screen.
things
You can read
get
back to them.
gauged, and your number comes out of that.
Yeah.
The whole standard average person lives on a 2,000 calorie diet is a food industry.
See, at this point, I would just cut filming and retake that whole
I
speech.
have a bench right there, and I have my weights. I could have come home, have done several sets of various exercises, and logged those calories burnt and dumped it over here to make myself look better. No. Integrity. Consistency. I have nothing in this world other than my word
Oh.
and my reputation. So what? I ate a little bit more. Still losing. And now, gonna put pedal to the metal and
Wow.
lose even faster.
See, again, it's Christmas. I have very explicitly planned to ball the heck out with food and, know that my weight will spike up a bit and then cut it all back down over the course of January. I know I can, and I've very deliberately planned for that. But this guy just seems to be trying to convince himself. I do kind of pick up on a bit of a lack of conviction in the way he speaks. I know I tend to stutter a lot in front of the camera when I'm improvising, as opposed to when I'm recording off camera, where I can kind of edit the way I speak to make it sound a bit more clear, more fluid. But I actually think the person least convinced here right now is AJ himself.
He also, despite claiming to be an avid fan of bodybuilding and powerlifting sports, seemed to have an unreasonable aversion to exercising.
I can kind of understand that. When you go without exercising for a little while, getting back into it is kind of intimidating.
Granted, this is a cut. I'm also not burdening my physique with activities either. I remember I haven't done a second of cardio at any intensity level.
That's concerning.
No sports activities in any way, shape, or form. No exercise activity in any way, shape, or form. Just
walking.
Pure caloric deficit.
My Fitbit, most of my exercise logged on this thing is just walking because I walk everywhere.
So, I apologize for what appears to be a convoluted reason, but please give me a little leeway. I have a method to my madness, and
I don't think you do.
As you continue to, follow along, this all will, make sense. I am shrinking. I feel it. But
wow. I mean, I obviously, this is edited into a documentary. I don't know if he at any point showed, hey, look, I've got some clothes that fit me now that didn't the other week, like I did before going into this full-on reaction video here. I don't know if he did, because General Snowflake here ain't showing that. Maybe that wasn't there to show, because I just don't believe he would fail to give someone a fair hearing,
Another bizarre thing that I began to pick up on was that AJ had started to subtract a few pounds from his weigh-ins.
Those of you who watched my first weigh-in, well, it's something like day 6 or day 7 on my channel. Go back, you'll see what I mean.
The days went by, he would subtract more and more weight, and he would have a variety of reasons for the weight discrepancy.
Incidentally, watching this documentary was what gave me the idea to always wear the same clothes at every weigh-in. Same pants, same socks, same t-shirt. And when I had to throw out a pair of pants because they were just falling apart, I very deliberately weighed both pairs of pants so I could account for the new discrepancy in weight for the new pair of, like, weighing pants. The difference was half a pound. I now weigh in half a pound lighter than when I started. So, like, my starting weight now isn't 310.5 pounds. It's just 310. Because the pants I wear to weigh in are now a half pound lighter. I don't consider, so I still just say I've lost 60 pounds. You could argue I lost 60.5 pounds, but I didn't. I lost 60, well, more like 55 at the moment again, but still.
490.6 minus 1 pound, so 489.6.
Yeah, cope harder.
Stabilize.
Sometimes you just don't hit a threshold and you just be okay with it, you know?
499.8 minus 2 for...
Again, I don't know if Snowflake is showing these in chronological order, but I don't know if this is like a major gain.
Unclean system, or unclear system.
Unclean system. Oh my god.
Minus 1 pound for...
No, sometimes you just accept you haven't taken a crap yet, and you go, oh well, now I will look like I had a bigger loss next week. Jeez.
For shoes.
There's no way his crap weighs 10 pounds. Come on.
And minus...
Oh yeah, the
pound
shoes.
For... Let me show you this... what do I call it? Camo.
What, did you sleep in that?
The camo
Don't answer that.
thermal and all the necklaces that I'm wearing.
Did you sleep in those
So
too?
together, minus 2 pounds off of this. 497.4.
Just have a consistent weigh-in outfit. If you ever go to like a slimming club, I personally haven't. But if you ever go to like one of those slimming clubs, they will tell you wear the same clothes every single week. You're like a cartoon character. You have one outfit that's always on screen.
My system isn't clear.
I seriously wish you wouldn't talk about
most
that.
likely has something to do with it. Stabilize. 501 minus 3. 2 pounds for the shoes.
Oh my god.
For necklaces. So we're out of 500s. And
You were out of 500s before.
yeah.
Just stay out of them.
I
Or
always try to
admit
weigh
you
in
slipped.
First thing in the morning, completely dry. After having my system cleared out, and that's when I weigh in. Unfortunately, this morning didn't work out that way. My system wasn't in the clear.
Yeah. Some weeks I can't take a crap first thing in the morning when I gotta weigh in on a Saturday or Sunday. Just roll with it. What have you got to lose other than, oh no, my weight stayed the same for a week? When that system clearance happens, whatever's making you count as heavier is going to be gone next week anyway. So your weight will be lower next week. It's fine.
So, and the weight reflected that. How much do you think I weigh? I randomly asked people, and to this very day, not a single soul has guessed any weight above 290 pounds. While I was walking around 500. So, that's, I guess, one blessing.
I wonder, maybe they were all just being polite and not guessing any number at all, and that's why they wouldn't, well, no number at all would not be any higher than 200. You know what I mean?
I weigh 500 pounds, but I swear I didn't look. I looked severely obese and whatnot. But some people you can really tell. It's like that guy probably weighs 500 pounds. You couldn't.
At my current weight, actually, my weight and height, 250 something pounds at about 5'11", I think. I can never remember exactly how tall I am. I'm currently about the same height and weight as John Cena, incidentally. Both of us would be considered obese on the BMI scale. Now, I am definitely overweight, but when we look at before and after pics of me before I even started this channel, those early pictures would be something a person would categorize as obese. At this point, some people, when they're trying to be really polite, won't even say that I'm fat. I mean, I am. It's not showing up on camera because I'm on my crappy webcam right now. I still definitely have a gut. It shows. When I'm only wearing a t-shirt, you can clearly see I've got some overhang. But I'm not like round anymore. But the BMI scale still says I'm obese, apparently.
Couldn't do that with me.
As more days passed, the daily weigh-ins ceased to be daily. He would come up with a multitude of ridiculous excuses as to why he couldn't weigh in.
I mean, again, I generally wouldn't recommend weighing in daily. Weighing in weekly is clearly the better approach. Weighing in daily just shows constant fluctuations and can be very disheartening. Again, doesn't bother me because I know that. I don't let that kind of Heisenbergian stuff get to me like other people, like it does for other people, because I'm interested in that kind of Heisenbergian stuff, if you know what I mean.
Some of these excuses, though, would be more serious than others.
It's hard for me to stand, it's hard for me to sit.
Yeah, well, that's the end of part 1. I'll be reacting to part 2 in a good time, probably like as an upload for New Year, I suppose. But, well, hopefully this was worth your time. I hope my spicy takes on this whole situation were enlightening or exciting for some of you. I've now got to make sure this actually all recorded properly. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.